I was also curious, when someone comes to you stuck in anxiety or anger or depression, how do you help them see that it's not the situation, it's the belief about the situation, similar to how you experienced it?
Yeah, there's different
It's pretty
angles and
fascinating. Yeah.
different ways to do that. At first, I always kind of start off with meditation and whenever someone comes to work with me, because I want people to get self-awareness of their internal world. Because some of us aren't even aware that we're so lost in thought that we don't realize we're not in contact with reality. We think our thoughts are reality. And I certainly did for most of my life. That voice in our head, that inner chatter, that feels way more real than, at least for me, reality is right now. I'm sitting in a chair in front of a laptop with a cup next to me and being here now, grounded in reality. But my thoughts about the future, my thoughts about feel way more real than this moment. And so as an entryway into learning about your internal world, I use like meditative skills and practice to support and going, oh yeah, that thought is showing up for me. And oh yeah, that thought is taking me back 10 years, or that thought is showing up when I'm in a work context or relationship context or some other context of their lives where they're feeling stress. And then from there, when it's relevant, sometimes it's easy enough to go, all right, there's some skills and strategies to see thoughts as thoughts. I think one that you've shared before is like a diffusion strategy where you can go, I'm having the thought. I notice I'm having the
Yes.
thought. And by getting that step back ability, you make a distinction between I am my thoughts versus I'm having thoughts. And that's a big realization if someone begins to discover that and knows that's life changing in my experience.
It truly
And
is.
sometimes that's enough, but then sometimes it's like that thought feels so close, it doesn't feel like just a thought. And that's where the tool of inquiry sometimes I utilize in my clinical practice becomes really useful to go, okay, let's take a look at it. Let's question it. Let's see if it's true or not. Let's just see, even if it's true, let's see how it's affecting you. Like, does it take you to the past? Is it creating a frightful future? Is it influencing some of the emotions you're experiencing? And then discovering who you'd be in the moment without it. And then also seeing if there's other perspectives. That's where this turnarounds come in the process. Like you open up to, could the opposite be just as true? Or are there other things that I'm not seeing in reality that are just as true that thought's not letting me see? Because beliefs are a filter that we see the world out of. And so when we see through a filter, we only see what the filter wants us to see.
Hmm.
And so there's things missing in reality. Like if I go back to my situation that I mentioned earlier, she literally said she's tired from like a long day where I couldn't hear it. It wasn't I was doing it on purpose. It's just the belief overrode the listening and hearing of that. And it's really hard for us human beings to hear each other because we're too busy wrapped up in our heads about what people are saying.
Well said.
And that's the difficulty and challenge of the human journey. But here's a tool that can support us in learning about our own minds, our own thought processes, about our emotions, and begin to meet them with awareness and understanding.